The night air was cold, heavy with mist rolling over the abandoned ruins at the edge of the city. Ethan had always been drawn to the strange, the unusual. Tonight, curiosity pulled him deeper into the ruins than ever before. His flashlight flickered over ancient stones, etched with symbols he couldn't understand. At the center of the ruins stood a statue unlike any he had ever seen. She was tall, graceful, and almost alive. Her eyes, carved from a deep emerald stone, seemed to glimmer in the pale light. There was an unsettling beauty in her presence, something that whispered directly to him, though he knew it was impossible. Ethan approached, mesmerized. He circled the statue slowly, examining the intricate patterns that spiraled across her skin, patterns that seemed almost like veins, pulsing faintly in the dim light. The legends surrounding this place had always fascinated him. Some said it was an alien relic, left behind by beings who visited Earth long ago. Others whispered of guardians, statues that watched the city from the shadows, waiting for the right moment to awaken. Ethan had laughed at those tales, until now. He noticed a faint inscription at the statue's base, but it was in a language he couldn't read. On a whim, or perhaps on instinct, he leaned closer and pressed his lips against the cold stone. The world shifted. A sharp hum vibrated through the air, low and resonant, like the echo of 1,000 chimes ringing at once. Ethan stumbled back as the statue's eyes burst open, glowing with a vibrant green light. The air thickened, charged with energy, and the ground trembled slightly beneath him. "You dare awaken me?" The voice was soft, yet it carried a power that made him shiver. Ethan's heart pounded in his chest. He could feel the words resonating in his mind rather than hearing them. I didn't mean," he stammered, but the statue, or whatever she was, had already stepped forward. Her movements were fluid, almost liquid, as if she had never been stone at all. "I have waited 1,000 years, she said, her voice laced with both curiosity and authority. "And now, you have chosen me. You are mine." Ethan blinked, trying to process the impossible. The figure before him was breathing. Her eyes glimmered like molten emeralds, scanning him as if measuring every thought, every heartbeat. He felt both terrified and inexplicably drawn to her. I don't understand," he whispered. "You will," she replied, stepping closer. The air around her shimmered with an energy that was almost intoxicating. "You have awakened me, and with that, you belong to me. Not by force, but by bond. One kiss has sealed our connection." Ethan's mind raced. How could a kiss awaken 1,000-year-old statue? And what did she mean by "belong to me"? He wanted to step back, but his feet felt rooted to the ground. The intensity of her gaze made every thought vanish, leaving only a strange, electrifying calm. I can't," he started, but her hand, cold yet soft like marble, touched his arm. A surge of energy coursed through him, and he collapsed to his knees. Memories that were not his began to flash in his mind, visions of alien worlds, strange cities made of crystal, and beings who moved with purpose and grace. He saw battles, celebrations, and rituals he couldn't begin to understand. "You see now," she whispered. "This is who I am. And now, part of you is me." Ethan gasped, clutching his head. His mind spun with alien knowledge, and yet he felt a strange clarity. For reasons he could not explain, he trusted her. He looked up at the statue-turned being, his fear mingled with awe. "What do you want from me?" he asked finally, his voice barely more than a whisper. "Companionship. Understanding. A partner who can share this existence with me," she said. Her emerald eyes softened, and for a moment, she seemed almost vulnerable. "I have waited for one who could awaken me, not just with touch, but with intent. You did so willingly, and for that, you are mine." The words hung in the air like smoke, wrapping around him, suffocating yet strangely comforting. Ethan's logical mind screamed that this was impossible, that he should run, that he should do anything to escape. Yet something deeper told him that he could not. "What if I say no?" he asked, though he already knew the answer. Her lips curved into a faint smile. "You cannot," she said simply. "The bond is made. But do not fear, it is not a chain. It is connection. You will understand in time." Ethan shivered, feeling the warmth of her presence seep into him. He could feel the pulse of life around her, the thrum of ancient power, and a connection that transcended time itself. Where will this take me?" he asked, his curiosity now stronger than his fear. "Beyond Earth. Beyond time," she replied, extending her hand to him. "You will see worlds that no human has ever dreamed of. And you will do so by my side." A soft wind blew through the ruins, carrying whispers of civilizations long gone. The statue's green eyes glowed brighter, illuminating the carvings on the ground. Symbols shifted, rearranging themselves into patterns that seemed to invite him, beckon him. Ethan felt an irresistible pull. He hesitated for only a moment before taking her hand. The instant his fingers brushed hers, a blinding light enveloped them both. Ethan's body lifted slightly from the ground as if the air itself had become liquid, holding him up. The ruins, the city, and the night sky blurred into streams of color, spinning faster and faster. When the light faded, they were no longer in the ruins. They stood on a platform that seemed suspended in space, overlooking worlds of unimaginable beauty. Alien cities shimmered beneath strange skies, and the stars themselves seemed alive, moving in patterns that told stories of their own. Ethan turned to the being beside him, and she no longer resembled the cold statue of stone. She was radiant, alive in every sense, her emerald eyes now filled with warmth and intelligence. She smiled at him, and in that moment, he understood. "This is only the beginning," she said softly. "And together, we will explore everything that exists and everything that will exist." Ethan nodded, awe and wonder flooding him. Fear had vanished, replaced by an irresistible curiosity and a bond that felt older than time itself. He didn't know what challenges awaited them, what dangers the universe held, but he knew one thing: he was no longer alone. And somewhere deep inside, Ethan realized that perhaps, just perhaps, this 1,000-year-old alien being had not awakened for him, but with him, to change not only his life, but the fate of worlds. The universe stretched endlessly before them, alive with possibilities, and the bond they shared was the first spark of something extraordinary. Ethan took a deep breath, ready to follow her wherever she would lead, ready to face a future he could never have imagined, and ready to embrace a destiny that was his and hers together.